Hey, I am back with Danny with Boyd Pest Control. And I want to speak about a few different things here. But first, like the different inspections that you do.
Okay.
Also, like what about condos? What about commercial buildings, residential? Like what is a good option? And then fumigation. So let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, when I'm doing my inspections, if I'm going to a condo and you're just selling an individual unit and it has an attic and the HOA doesn't cover that, it gets a little tricky because you want to, if you're listing a condo, you want to find out what does the HOA cover?
Mhm.
Do they cover the attic? What on the exterior do they cover?
Mhm.
And it's hard to get the CCNR sometimes, obviously, and but you want to try to find that out because if I go do the inspection and I just limit it to the interior and the seller is only responsible for the interior, that's what you want to do.
Right.
You don't want me going into the attic if the HOA covers it.
Right.
That may come up on a home inspection and then we can kind of address that.
Right.
But that's the kind of time when I would probably recommend either a heat treatment or a localized treatment for the attic, and that would take care of that specific unit.
Okay.
Because what you don't want to do is go and do something like that, recommend a fumigation for the whole building, and then a lender sees that and the condo doesn't sell.
Right.
You know,
We'll go
that's
into
where
that.
it
So
gets
what
really
happens
tricky.
with that?
Well, I don't know exactly what happens with that because I don't recommend that, but
Right.
I've seen it on
Yeah,
other
we have
reports,
too.
and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you just get another. I've had a lot of those where maybe even you've come to
Yeah.
me and said, "Hey, look, I have this report. They're recommending fumigating these 500 units. We have one unit we're selling."
Right.
So we go in there, do an inspection, get it down to just specific to the attic, and we clear that unit.
Yeah.
That's not to say that the HOA doesn't have a problem, like in your
Like
one
ours.
listing
Yes,
on
we have
Oregon,
one.
like on Oregon Street,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where we ended up fumigating the whole building, but that was later on down the line,
Right,
and,
right.
and things like that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about like if it's a single family home?
I mean, a single family home, when I do an inspection, basically it's just an investigation. I will get there, I'll look in the garage. When we fumigate, we have to post a tag, and that tag would typically go on in the attic or the garage, and that would tell me, hey, if this property's ever been fumigated, when was the last time it was? If I get there and it's been fumigated in the last 5 years by a reputable termite company and I don't see any activity, or maybe I see a spot and I open the wood and I don't see anything, I may recommend just a local treatment for that spot.
Okay.
So I would say if you live in San Diego and you're a homeowner, every 12 to 15 years, you should be fumigating your home
Okay.
just to stop. It's just like changing the oil in your car. You need to do that stuff to stop those big construction bills.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
know.
what does that look like? When you fumigate, is that per the square foot that you're
So what
tenting
so
and
what we do is we go off of volume of the structure. So that's the weight, width times length times height. And then we also look at the way the tent is going to lay on the house.
Hmm.
So if you have a 2-story part and a single-story part,
Mhm.
the tent's not going to come down like a cube. It's going to come like this. So there's going to be all this void that you need to account for.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If there's a patio cover in the back, the tent's going to come at an angle from the peak and it's going to cover the patio cover. So there's a lot of space that you need to account for.
So if it's like an attached deck, you would grab that deck too?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And with that being said, why do you think I mean, I like wooden fences, but
Mhm.
like the termites love them too,
They do.
right?
They do. Yeah.
Like, I just feel, and you guys don't do anything with those.
Typically, we
just
don't.
leave them, right?
We just leave them. I mean, based on the life cycle of a termite, and we can get into a little entomology here if you want, but it takes 4 or 5 years after they swarm into the house for the colony to be established enough to where it starts making pellets,
Oh,
digesting the wood. In the first 4 or 5 years, the queen only has like 10, 15 individuals. Then 5, 6, and 7, that's when it grows into the hundreds.
gosh.
And that's when you'll see them like flying around. Like people will call in the summer, oh, they're flying. I have
Yeah.
termites flying in the windows.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
That's the season when they do that.
Yeah, we just saw them the other day. Huh?
Yeah.
We were doing a video. They're all in like
Yeah.
the windows. We're like, oh,
Yeah. In
Yeah.
San Diego, funny enough, there used to be a season, but now it's like anytime it's hot, I'm seeing termites. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then what is the average cost of like fumigation? And then also second question, how long do you need to be out? Do
Yeah.
you need to take, because I know back in the day you had to take all your food out, like you got to
Yeah.
take your stuff out.
I mean, basically the cost is based obviously off of the volume, but a normal, 1,500 square foot home is maybe 2 grand, 2,500, something
Okay.
like that.
Got it.
Depending on if there's tile on the roof
Got it.
and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But right in that range.
Okay.
When you fumigate the house, you need to be out of the house for 2 nights. You bag up all your food. You remove plants. So all the plants need to be out, and then you need to make a walk of the perimeter. We need about a foot and a half all around the house for the tent to get the proper seal. So we need to look at that kind of stuff. If you want to get in deeper into it, if you have any mattresses that are enveloped in waterproof coverings with a zipper, those need to be unzipped and pulled down because we don't want the gas to travel inside the mattress.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because that could get caught behind there. If you have children and you have a baby mattress, that needs to be removed from the property. That can't be on the property at all. You have to bag up all your food, including stuff in the refrigerator and the freezer. So food, feed, drugs, tobacco products, medicinals, refrigerator, freezer items get bagged up, put back in the refrigerator.
Okay. And that's super safe, just bagging in.
Yeah, I mean, you bag it. They're special made bags by the maker of the gas, and they go in there, and that's where everything stands.
Okay, and then what if there's an emergency and you need to get in there?
You don't.
You don't. You're gonna get fried.
No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
So you just can't go.
Yeah, you can't really get in.
Okay, so 2 full nights, so 3 days. Okay, so not too bad. Huh. Okay, and then commercial, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing for commercial or hotels. I do a lot of fumigations for hotels for bed bugs and whatever not other pests. Yes.
Oh my God. So on bed bugs, I mean, don't they need to get rid of like the mattresses and stuff, or they just kill them?
I mean, if it'll kill them where they are, but depending on how bad the infestation was, you may want to get rid of that mattress. I've seen some pretty gross mattresses.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cameraman, anything else on fumigation you have questions on? My cameraman's not from here, so he's he doesn't know about termites, so he has lots of questions. So I told him to sit here, but he won't sit here. So awesome. What about, am I missing anything? Because I know it's just so.
No, I mean, as far as the treatments go, that's pretty much it.
And can you see everybody? Like, I feel like you can see if another company has come in and quoted or.
Yeah, I mean, typically I can because I'll see the poke marks or I'll see a tag that we're all supposed to leave somewhere. So I'll know if there's an inspection and.
Okay. And if there's no tag, you have no idea?
It's hard to say. You can kind of tell if from the poke marks or something like that.
Okay.
A lot of guys will use chalk. Chalk stuff.
Got it. So what's the difference between using somebody like you who goes and fumigates? Because there's other companies that just do kind of some oil stuff, or what is really the difference? They don't fumigate.
I mean, the difference is I mean, there's the different treatments: the spot treatment, the heat treatment, the fumigation. Any spot treatment you're going to be using, regardless of what the product is, it's only as good as the inspector that's inspecting, because he's going to tell them where to treat, and B, the guy that's doing the treatment. You know, the guy's on his phone and he's not, he's treating, and he's not going to kill any termites.
Okay.
So for me, I mean, if the property can be fumigated, fumigation is the best. It's total elimination. You don't have to worry about, anything inside the walls. It penetrates anything organic. It gets in everywhere.
What is though, like when you go into a house, when is it on the other side to get it fumigated instead of like locally treated? Because I know you've been in my house and you had to do like one wall.
Yeah.
Like when is it time for just like, oh, we should fumigate? Like what is the cutoff of like?
I mean, if I'm doing an inspection and I go into the attic and I see some evidence in the attic and I may see some on the patio cover, some on the eave, and then I'll ask, hey, when was the last time you fumigated? Oh, it's been since we moved in 40 years ago. You probably need to fumigate the house again.
Got it.
It should be put on your radar.
Can you tell I think we need to get it done? When the last time? No.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Did we kind of get everything there? What else?
Yeah, I think we did. I mean, there's heat treatments, and then those are specific for the attic. So we have a tube that's hooked up to a propane tank, and that basically pumps heat into the attic, and that will kill the termites that are in the attic.
Okay. Yeah, so interesting. Okay, and then you guys come back 3 days later and you gather everything up?
Yeah, that's a 1-day process for the heat.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, it's a 1-day process. The guy, he'll put some little things into the wood and it'll tell them what the temperature is. Once it reaches that temperature, then it'll kill the termites. We hold it for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so when you're doing a condo, I mean, that's like, it's like a big job because you have to get all those people out at one time,
Yeah, for sure. When you're
right?
doing fumigation, yes, it
Yeah,
does. It can
yeah, yeah,
be a big deal.
yeah, we thought that
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks,
Yeah.
Danny.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you guys later.
All right.